Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today it is time to announce the sad retirement of Thaddeus Walker, quarterback of the Oakland Raiders. And with this series coming to an end, it will allow us to open up the door to start a new franchise. We just started the Houston one, that's going strong. Still got the Bucks going strong. Do not worry about those two franchises, but I want this channel to be focused on franchise, heavy focus on franchise, PS2 style. And then my first channel will transition into more rebuilds and even NFL head coach up over there. That's going to be the focus on that channel, at least for the foreseeable future, right? So we're transitioning into Madden 2008. Now, I'm kind of disappointed that there was no bigger ceremony for Thaddeus Walker, but you know, it is what it is. So we're going to be looking at 4 teams for Madden 08 franchise. First team is going to be the Miami Dolphins. I'm just going alphabetical order with the team name. So Dolphins, D, that's the first team. Dante Culpepper is an interesting guy. We could try to resurrect his career or try to find a new quarterback, obviously. When it comes to the rushing attack, it's going to be led by Ronnie Brown, going into his 3rd season at 89 overall. One of the best running backs in the game, and he's one of the star players on the Dolphins. And they got former Detroit Lion fullback Big Corey from Nebraska to lead the way. Might not be there too much longer. He is going into his 13th season. Got Chris Chambers, who he is who he is. He's going into year number 7. He's 88 overall. We got Booker, and we got Ted Ginn Jr., who is a rookie in this game. All kinds of speed. The hands might be a little bit of a question mark for Ted Ginn Jr. Tight end needs some work. Left tackle needs some work. Left guard needs some work. Center definitely needs some work. Right guard, you get the theme here. This offensive line outside of right tackle is pretty abysmal. And I love to build up an O-line, and we might have to do the same with the D-line because this team is transitioning into a 3-4 scheme, so I might keep that scheme style because we do not have traditional defensive ends for that scheme. We do have Keith Traylor, the ageless wonder, going into his 17th season at 83 overall. He's our nose tackle. Got Porter on the outside. Then we also got Zach Thomas and Crowder in the inside, which I think is pretty solid. But our linebacker core is our best group, so it might be room to maybe trade somebody to help build this team, get some draft picks, because this team is a long way away from contending with those New England Patriots. As you can see that Jason Taylor has been asked to play outside backer, no more defensive end for him. Allen is decent, but the rest of the cornerbacks, not so much. Safety is okay, but again, not that great. Ronaldo Hill, I think he will, in Madden 04, 05, and 06, I think he's a corner. So now he's playing safety, and then you got Tillman playing strong safety. So that roster is not the greatest. Another team that I'm thinking about using is the New York Giants, and let me know in the comment section. This is really up to y'all. These are the teams I'm going to pick. These are the teams that I'm going to use eventually, but who you want to see, whoever gets the most comments or comments or whatever, that's who I'm going to go with. So the Giants, Eli, he's good, not great. Can we get him to be elite? There's no Bradshaw in the running back room, so all these running backs are fairly similar. That will give us a chance to maybe draft a scat back. You know how much I love to use 2 running backs. Got a decent fullback in Jim Finn. Then Plexico, he's there, 90 overall. Still got Amani Toomer at 83 overall. Steve Smith from USC is a rookie in this game. Sonoris Moss is young. David Tyree has a 4-year deal, and he's already been in the league for 4 years, and he is who we think he is, all right? Jeremy Shockey's the best offensive player on the roster at 92 overall. Then David Deal is decent, but not great. Last year of his contract, would we re-sign him? Left guard, decent, but again, not great. Center with Sean O'Hara, pretty solid. 84 overall is pretty solid, but again, not great. Chris Snead, he's in the last year of his deal, 90 overall, 2nd best player on the offense. And then you got Kareem McKenzie, who is solid at 87 overall. So right side is good. Defensive line is a concern. Michael Strahan, 93 overall, but he's in the last year of his deal. D-tackle is going to be a question mark, but we got OC. You also got a young Justin Tuck. I believe he's a rookie or 2nd-year player in this game, 75 overall. If Strahan retires, maybe we'll give him a chance over there. In real life, he was a great player. Here, I don't know if that's going to work out. D-tackle, like I mentioned, needs work. Linebackers are young-ish. Kiwanuka, he's going into his second year, 84 overall, has decent speed. Antonio Pierce, he is solid. Going into his 7th season, 95 overall, highest overall player on the roster. And then 83 overall for Mitchell. He's in the last year of his deal, so that's kind of a question mark there. Cornerback, we're kind of older, we're kind of slower. We need to address that position as well. Free safety, have to address that. Strong safety, we're going to eventually, but probably not in year one. He is in the last year of his deal. Talking about Wilson, he's in the last year of his deal, so we might have to address that. Rodgers for the Detroit Lions is the best player. Quarterback is John Kitna. Then you got a rookie in Stanton, and then you got Dan Orlovsky. Yes, Big Dan. I like Dan. He's a funny man, but quarterback-wise, not that great. Keith Jones. Who's Keith Jones? Kevin Jones, has some injury issues, but 87 overall tailback, and we will be bumping up the injuries to 5 like I did in the Bucs franchise starting off this new season, and we've seen a lot more injuries, so that is going to affect him. But we got Roy Williams and Calvin Johnson. And our third string receiver is 87 overall. So the receiving core is solid. Every other offensive position is kind of up in the air just because Kevin Jones is hurt a lot, and every other position is kind of just lower than I want it to be. Dan Campbell, who is actually coaching this team in real life, he's our starting tight end. Left tackle is good. I can't complain. Left guard is really good. I can't complain. Center, obviously, is decent as well. Can't complain. The right side of the O-line, just as good, if not better. So the O-line is pretty flippin' solid. Right tackle, 84, a little bit lower than I want. We could address that moving forward, but that's not a huge worry there. Defensive line, though, especially the end spots, kind of a worry there. Dwayne White, he is who he is at 83 overall. Edwards, he kind of is who he is at 81 overall. Rodgers is solid, obviously. Redding, he's solid, obviously. So D-tackle, not really worried about, but defensive end, worried about. And then the linebacker core is a little bit of a concern. Boss Bailey, in his last year of his contract, has all the speed in the world. Athletic guy. Maybe not the greatest linebacker. Middle linebackers are concerned. And then right outside backer with Ernie Sims, Well, I can't read. Ernie Sims from Florida State. I thought he was going to be that guy, like the next Derek Brooks type running back, linebacker. Excuse me. But it really didn't work out for him. So hopefully we can help him turn things around. And then the secondary is absolutely atrocious. It's pretty bad in the secondary. And then last but not least, those are Minnesota Vikings. So it's the Dolphins, the Giants, the Lions, and the Vikings. Pick from those 4 teams, please. Hutchinson's the best player. The late Tavares Jackson, he is our quarterback. And 77 overall. Is probably not going to get it done. He can run, though, so maybe we can develop him into something pretty special. Of course, running back got Chester Taylor, who we could look to trade or keep on the roster. But Adrian Peterson will be our day 1 starter. I know that in real life, they were splitting carries. And I believe in a few games, they came out the tunnel together. Like Chester Taylor and Adrian Peterson coming out together, holding hands or whatever it is. But Adrian Peterson will be our guy. Chester Taylor, we might look to trade or again keep as a second string running back, because I do like to use 2 running backs despite who my main guy is. Tony Richardson, fullback, 89 overall. Hopefully he doesn't retire, but most likely he will. Receivers are an issue. And I like to draft receivers, and I would like to help Sidney Rice to produce or to develop. But, hey, who knows what's going to happen there. Our fullback is now our tight end in Kleinsasser, and 81 overall is probably not going to get it done. He's going into year 9, so I'm not loving that. Left side of the O-line, Beasley, McKinney, Hutchinson. Absolutely beastly. Center is decent better than decent. What am I talking about? Way better than decent. Right side is where we need to work our magic just a little bit. When it comes to the defensive line, there's no Jared Allen on his roster, so Udeze from USC at this point he is who he is at 80 overall. Right end, James, 82 overall going into his 3rd season. Maybe he could produce a little bit more than that 82 overall rating, bump that up a little bit, but he kind of is who he is probably as well. And then you got the Williams bros. Pat is older, obviously. Don't know how long he's going to hang around. Probably going to re-sign him, though. He's 93 overall. And D-tackles tend to stay at their overall pretty late in their career. Big Ben, 81 overall. He is who he is, and he signed to a 4-year deal. Henderson also signed to a 4-year deal, better at 85 overall. Greenway, he's going into his second season. He can still develop into something pretty special. And then when it comes to cornerbacks, you got Winfield, who's a little bit older, but still productive. And you got Griffin as well. And then when it comes to our safeties, Sharper will not be in the game. Even though we're looking at Dwight Smith right here, 86 overall. Sharper is one of the highest rated players on this team, but I will not be playing with him if you guys decide to pick the Vikings. And even then, I'm probably going to reduce his overall to 12 like I did at the start of the Buccaneers franchise. So the Lions are 84 overall, so are the Miami Dolphins. When we look at the New York Football Giants, they're 87 overall, the highest overall out of all these teams. But again, they still have some work to do because once you lose Michael Strahan, that's probably going to dip a little bit. And then the worst of them all is the Minnesota Vikings at 83 overall. That has a lot to do with the late Tavares Jackson. So that's that, you guys. Let me know which teams you guys want to see. It's really up to y'all. I'm cool with all of them. I'm cool with all of them, all right? Just let me know. Hope the rest of the day is the best of your day. Peace, love. Hot sauce.